Got some important Social Security updates. As many people are saying, Social Security is going to be cut. Medicare, Medicaid, there's cuts on the table. But what is actually going on? Well, the House has just passed a bill. Democrats are saying this.
Hands off Social Security, hands off Medicare, hands off Medicaid.
That was just Hakeem Jeffries saying, don't cut Social Security, hands off Social Security. But Mike Johnson's response is this.
Kristen, go do a word search of the budget resolution that we passed on Tuesday. There is not one mention of Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. It's not in the bill because we haven't set the policy.
Saying that there is no mention of Social Security in the bill. As Social Security, how is it impacted by the House Republicans' budget resolution, which barely passed in the House? So I'm going to play you those two full video clips, as also we have huge news here. Social Security Administration says it plans to cut 7,000 jobs. Now, with those savings of those jobs being cut, why not pass it on to Social Security recipients? Since there's a big savings there, why not give higher checks to Social Security recipients? Current Social Security recipients receiving below poverty level checks, why not give them a little boost? Well, I'm going to go over all that, show you those two full video clips, and give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So, how Social Security is impacted by House Republicans' budget resolution. This is the bill that was supposed to pass September 30th to provide the budget for the entire fiscal year of the government. Supposed to pass, but yet they keep delaying it. But it actually barely passed with a vote of 217 to 215. So supposedly there's a lot of cuts and stuff in it, and this is what the Democrats are saying. I'll play the full video clip of Hakeem Jeffries.
What you're asking for there.
Our position in terms of the budget and any agreement that we reach in connection with the American people has to protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, veterans benefits, the nutritional assistance provided to children and families all across America, and the American people. Hands off Social Security, hands off Medicare, hands off Medicaid. That's not a position that is new. It's a position that House Democrats articulated from the very beginning of this Congress on January 3rd when I spoke on the House floor.
Are you saying you want a moratorium on layoffs at the Social Security Administration?
My statement speaks for itself.
Now, personally, I did not read this bill, and I probably most Congress members didn't read this bill as well, as it is thousands of pages. But they're saying that they're going to slash $880 billion in mandatory spending, as well as $230 billion cut to the House Agriculture Committee. Social Security funding and benefits are not targeted for spending cuts in this resolution. So very important. A lot of people are wondering, oh no, Social Security is going to be cut with this new bill. That is not the case. Supposedly, as I played you that video clip earlier, Mike Johnson says there is no mention of Social Security, saying Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs made up by nearly 75% of mandatory spending last year, according to Congressional Budget Office, while programs like Medicaid and SNAP are expected to face considerable changes. If the resolution progresses through Congress, Social Security is unlikely to be one of them. So just to be clear, with this new bill passed, regardless of what's going on, with people saying Social Security is going to be cut, it is not going to be affected, according to this. And according to the Speaker, Mike Johnson, about it not being in the bill. So we have Speaker Mike Johnson right here saying he rules out entitlement cuts, but waste and abuse in Social Security will be targeted. So just to be clear, there's a difference between benefits and cuts to benefits and cuts to the SSA. So Social Security Administration has a lot of bloat, such as the 7,000 jobs which they're cutting. I'm going to go over this, but first, let's take a listen to what Mike Johnson has to say about Social Security.
All right. Well, I do want to talk about the big budget bill that passed through the House. Your plan calls for almost $900 billion over the next 10 years in cuts from the Energy and Commerce Committee. As you know, it's going to be nearly impossible to reach that level of cuts without touching entitlements. I know you have been asked this before, Mr. Speaker, but I need to get you on the record here again. Are cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security off the table?
Yes, and don't take my word for it, Kristen. Go do a word search of the budget resolution that we passed on Tuesday. There is not one mention of Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. It's not in the bill because we haven't set the policy. What we're trying to do is get America back on sound fiscal ground. We have a $36 trillion federal debt and ballooning deficits. The Republican Party is the party of fiscal responsibility. The American people want us to review the expenditures of the country and get our fiscal house in order, and that's what we must do. At the same time, we've got to extend the Trump-era tax cuts so we can make sure that every American does not receive the largest tax increase in U.S. history at the end of this year. We have very serious work. We can do both of those things simultaneously and not affect benefits for anyone who relies upon those and is eligible to receive them. President Trump's been crystal clear about this, and we have as well. But in those programs, you have lots of inefficiencies. In Medicaid, for example, there's an estimated $50 billion a year that is lost in fraud alone. We've got to clean that up, and the people want us to do it. That's what we're talking about, ensuring efficiencies, ensuring that the programs are strengthened so that they can remain solvent and help the people they're intended to help.
So you say there won't be any cuts to entitlements, but on Friday, Elon Musk, who President Trump has, of course, put in charge of making cuts all across the government, called Social Security, quote, the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. Mr. Speaker, is that a sign that Social Security is Elon Musk's next target?
No, well, I've met with Elon about this multiple times. We meet late into the night in his office, and we've looked at that. What he's finding with his algorithms crawling through the data of Social Security system is enormous amounts of fraud, waste, and abuse.
So it's a target.
And we need
It is
to
a
target
target.
that. The American people want us to. No, Kristen, don't put words in my mouth. What I am saying is we have a moral responsibility to ensure that those programs are conducted in a way that does not allow for this massive fraud and abuse. And that's what he is finding. He's finding, for example, that one Social Security number can be assigned to dozens or maybe hundreds of people, so that every time there's a check distribution, it goes to all those different addresses. There was no safeguard in the existing software, the Social Security, to prevent that from happening. That is outrageous. And when these examples are presented to the American people, they're going to be on the side of Doge and Elon, President Trump, and the Republicans in Congress. And we look forward to cleaning that up.
It's worth noting the Social Security Administration's internal watchdog found that less than 1% of benefit payments were improper. I do want to get to my final question, though, which is about the shutdown.
Don't believe it. Hey, don't believe it.
If you appreciate how I show you the full video clip, show you the articles, the sources, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I like to show the entire clip rather than just giving sound bites of 5 to 10 seconds here and there, so you know the full context of what's being said, so there's no narrative, there's no twist, no spin. I like to let you decide what exactly is going on, just give you the truth. Speaking of truth, Social Security Administration says it plans to cut some 7,000 jobs. So the SSA announced Friday that it aims to cut some 7,000 jobs to align with an executive order from President Trump to broadly slash federal workforce. The planned cuts are raising concerns about staffing at the agency that disperses retirement benefits, as well as disability and survivor benefits to tens of millions of Americans. Saying this from the SSA, that the agency plans to reduce the size of its bloated workforce and organizational structure, with a significant focus on functions and employees who do not directly provide mission-critical services. Social Security recently set a staffing target of 50,000, down from the current level of approximately 57,000 employees. Advocates say long wait times for Social Security have plagued the agency for years, and its current staffing is already at about 50-year low. Ahead of the looming broader cuts, a number of senior staff members have departed the SSA, including at least 5 of 8 people in the influential role of regional commissioner, according to a staffing memo shared with NPR, saying that SSA has operated with a regional structure consisting of 10 offices, which is no longer sustainable. The agency will reduce the regional structure in all agency components down to 4 regions. Now, cuts are good, I guess. Bloated cuts are good is maybe a better way to say it, as long as my biggest concern with this is customer service for people on Social Security. Rather than waiting 2 hours, they may have to wait 2 days. I have family on Social Security and they need to contact Social Security. They said it could take weeks before they could set up an appointment. So my biggest concern is that I like the idea of getting rid of the bloat, making it more efficient, hopefully getting things on a better track. Ideally, that's what I hope. I don't know if that's going to happen, but as long as they don't touch Social Security benefits, I think it's fine. And as long as they don't hurt Social Security recipients with customer service, then it may be fine. So what are your thoughts on this, on the cuts to the SSA jobs? Now, I'm hoping that the 7,000 jobs cut, that's a big chunk of money. Why not give some of that money, just like Doge, they want to give 20% back to the American people. Why not give 20% of any savings from Social Security Administration to the recipients of Social Security? Maybe that could be a good way to get some the public support. And if they cut out, let's say, $50 million, however many it comes out to, however much money, why not give a percentage back to Social Security recipients? That could help. But yeah, anyways, what are your thoughts on that? That is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one of my favorite secrets. Adults don't know everything. So I don't too. I know I'm really smart, but I don't really know as much things. You don't know as much things, but we're all gonna learn. I promise. If you keep on working every day, I can, and we all can, and we can all be really smart. And we can all be really smart.
New Social Security legislation in Congress introduced by Bernie Sanders to give an extra $2,400 more per year. He just put that in Congress, and you're not going to want to miss what Bernie Sanders said about Elon Musk with his Ponzi scheme comment. So click that video now. I'll play the video clip of that of Bernie Sanders, and I'll see you in that video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.